understand that what limits us is not lack of resources, but lack of resourcefulness. People will think, oh, he or she doesn't know how to do it. We all have a skill of how to do it, but the resourcefulness from within that keep us strong when the challenges come is what we lack. If I tell you my story, how I grew doing what I'm doing today, I grew up, I was born in Nigeria. I'm a Nigerian, you can tell from my accent, and I've been in the UK for about 12 years now. I grew up with very, very little advantages in life. At age 12, for me to be able to pay my school fees, I had to do farm work in our village with my mom. There was no money, but I had to go to school. So my mom and I became creative. Let's do some farm work. So we went to the thick forest in my village. We trekked about 7 miles. There was no money to pay for transport. We trekked to the farm. We did farm work to harvest crop. And when we get to the city the next day, I will go on the high street hawking groceries to earn money to pay for my secondary school education. I was walking on the high street, and that was how I was able to raise my first school fees, which was less than £5. To tell you how difficult it was. And luckily, I got admitted, I bought my school books, I bought my uniform, I was ready for the future. But now, how do I sustain myself in school? How do I sustain myself for the next 6 years? I had to be going to school in the morning and hawking groceries in the evening when I was age 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. That was how I survived as a teenager. It was difficult. My father had a little business. He got ill and he passed away. And things became so tough and difficult for me. And as a teenager with little or no support at all, I got depressed about life and I gave up the dream and the drive. I got depressed for over 8 years. I was struggling. But along the line, I discovered personal development. And from personal development, I was able to create a product, which was a little book. And that was my first business venture. I published that book, and I began to go to universities, colleges, and schools back home in Nigeria, selling those books. And within a period of 12 months, I sold over 6,000 copies of that book, and I made my first money in my pocket. That was how my journey into entrepreneurship began, and how I began my speaking career. So I set up a company doing training, consulting and all that, but I couldn't survive it because there wasn't money to do it. And to cut the story short, I had an opportunity to come to the UK. I came to the UK. Wow. It's a mind-blowing thing for me. But I was faced with a new challenge. I was thinking, the young boy who was in Africa, as soon as I get to the UK, I'll start making money. I'll send money back home to Africa. No, it wasn't like that. In the UK, if you don't work, money will not come. So I started doing a sort of job. I was doing cleaning work there to survive myself. Luckily, the first month I came to UK, I discovered business and life coaching. So the little money I was working, I was training myself, educating myself, upgrading my skills, and I became trained as a qualified life coach. I was doing training to become a training consultant. And luckily along the line, I got a job with a company in London. I became an independent sales and marketing consultant for that company. So I was doing very well. I was able to sell a lot of the products and services. I was one of the top sales guys. And after 2 years, I said to myself, I can do my own thing. Goodbye, I'm going to start up my own business. That was the first mistake I made. Not knowing that working for a company and working for yourself is a different ball game. Am I communicating? So I set up my business. I struggled. The first year, no client. Second year, no client. I was struggling. I couldn't pay my bills. Nothing was going on. So I almost gave up the idea of being an entrepreneur. And I believe some of you might be in that position right now. You want to quit. I have some good news for you. Don't quit. The reason why the business is not going the way you want it is lack of skills and strategy. So where the whole thing turned around for me was, I met a mentor who said to me, Efe, stop calling yourself a coach. Stop calling yourself a consultant. Stop calling yourself a speaker. Start marketing your expertise. He said, go study marketing. I said, what do you mean? He said, market yourself. So he began to teach me something about how to market my expertise. Luckily, there was this guy called Jonathan J, who does free marketing seminar in London. And every weekend, I was always going to London for free marketing seminar because I didn't have money to pay for paid one. So I became obsessed about studying how to market your gift, how to market your services. Then I took action. Luckily, the first 1 month of taking action, I got my first paying client. I said, hooray, good news! I got my first client, second client came, and that was how I have aha moments. I began to learn how it works. And over the years, the things I learned, my struggles, my failures, my successes, and I began to put it into system. And in the last 6 years, I have been working with quite a number of small to medium-sized businesses, teaching them what I discovered, how I help people to grow their business. And now the things I have learned in my struggle and that I used to work with my clients,